Hey, Zachary, thank you so much for taking out the time.
Heck yeah, Robert. Nice to meet you, man.
I have to get this out the way first. I may be the biggest Chuck fan of all time. I,
Yes.
my God, I love that show so much.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I am very grateful that whole journey that I had in my life and love that whole group of folks. They're still my family today.
And they need to put that on a bunch of streaming services.
Well, you know what? I'm hoping we can make some Chuck movies at some point. I would love to keep that story going,
Oh,
Every
man.
couple of years do another like little 90-minute,
Wow.
little Chuck flick. I think that'd be fun.
Man, we just started something here. That's what we're gonna. You're a superstar now, so they heard you. So this is gonna go.
If I can parlay any of these movies into anything, I hope it's a Chuck movie. Yeah.
Awesome. But let's talk about Kurt Warner, of course.
Let's do that. Let's do that. That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
If I get in trouble. The first question I had for you is, were you like a high school athlete? How much of the physical stuff did you do, like the football stuff on the movie?
I was primarily a theater nerd, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I loved acting. I loved it since I was a kid, but I was always very athletic too. I played Little League baseball growing up, and in high school, athletically, I was a diver my freshman year, which was very strange. And then I played volleyball my senior year. But I was about 5'5" my sophomore year of high school, and then over the summer between sophomore and junior year, I grew to like 6'1", 6'2". I didn't know I was going to be a taller, larger person. Otherwise, I probably would have gotten more sports inclined. I was just always making people laugh and being a spaz. But that said, I love sports. I played a lot of like pickup basketball, in through my adulthood, but I never played organized football before. I love football. I watch it all the time, and I've learned so much about it just from watching it. But I don't know. I didn't know what it meant to be a quarterback. What goes through a quarterback's mind? What is the experience in the huddle, under center, reading your coverage, all that stuff. I got a crash course in it. It was great. It was an incredible challenge. And, bringing it all to life on the big screen for the movie was awesome.
Now, I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised. So Kurt Warner and Brenda Warner are like their royalty there.
Yeah.
Here, get to their story and just getting to know them. What did you take from it? Because they're inspirational, people. And how do you feel the movie, when people watch the movie, they would be inspired by it as well?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you, I watched all this happen while it was happening, and I was so inspired by it then. So I knew a lot of the bullet points, but reading the script and spending time with them, understanding, all of the backstory, all of that struggle, all of how they met, what were those circumstances, how old they were, how they started to fall in love, how the kids came into that, how Kurt's relationship with her son, Zach, was really such a huge part of the love that was building between even he and Brenda. And all that struggle. I mean, I knew he was stocking. We knew that he stocked shelves at a grocery store, but how did that fit into the whole context of the rest of their life? Scraping change together to fill the gas tank, like that kind of stuff. I learned a lot about that, and then I also learned that he and she were exactly who I thought they were. Excellent people who are still excellent people who still very much care about other people. And I don't know. The whole thing was fascinating to, again, like already know a lot of that story, but not know all of it, and then take even more inspiration from it.
Well, thank you so much for once again taking out the time. We're going to get those Chuck movies, and I hope everybody goes to see this because it's really an inspirational story, and you did an excellent job, as always, because you're one of my favorite actors in Hollywood.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
All right. You have a good one.
Happy holidays.
You too.